Hello YouTube universe, I'm Rob Goodwin. The channel is Ketogenic Bodybuilding, and this is the second rant video this week. I guess we're on a roll, and I think it has a lot to do with timing. We're in the early stages of January. You know what that means. New Year's resolutions, people getting back off their ass, getting back in the program. They're in panic mode. They've eaten like dog crap for weeks upon weeks during the holidays and over New Year's, and now panic mode is set in, and they're trying to take that train that went swiftly off the rails into the ditch and trying to bring it back on the tracks, steadily pumping down the track. So everybody's trying to get their collective shit together, and that usually lands on my lap because that's what I do, and that's cool. I'm cool with that. So we get a lot of people coming in taking advantage of my nutrition only program, which is pretty cool. And I'm actually going to do a separate video, just an informational video about my nutrition only program and explain it in a little bit greater detail so people understand how to use it properly, because there's a couple ways you can use it. But you're going to get that here. I think I'm going to probably do that this weekend, so you'll have that coming up soon. But regardless of somebody's working with me with their nutrition coaching as part of their full personal training package that I do for them, my clients in the gym, or just the dozens upon dozens of people that message me and email me on a daily basis asking questions, and I try to help as many of those as I possibly can. It's inevitable that somebody doesn't come out and say immediately, can you direct me toward, or can you give me, or can you sell me, or can you write me a meal plan? No, I won't. I will not write you a meal plan. Catch a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and he eats for a lifetime. I'm not sure who said that. Might have been Jesus, maybe Gandhi, maybe Tom Cruise. I'm not sure, but it's very wise and it makes a lot of sense, because my goal is to teach you how to choose approved foods, which I give you that, and you consume those foods in the right combinations within the guidelines set for you. And if you work with me, or you may work with another coach, and you know how this works, he, she, me, we're all going to set you up on a nutrition protocol where we should be at least setting your macros for protein, fat, and carbohydrate. We're going to set a caloric ceiling initially based on your goals, whether you're in a gain phase or a cutting phase or even a maintenance phase. And that all has to do with your goals, your athletic pursuits, or whatever you're trying to do. So we set all those parameters for you, or you may be to where you've done enough of your due diligence where you can do that yourself. And let's say you've come up with that plan. Well, at that point, it's time to roll up your sleeves, get creative, and start building simple meals around those macros and caloric parameters. I'm sorry, and of course, somebody's going to disagree with this. Somebody always does, and whatever, that's fine. The universal disclaimer, hey, if it's working for you, no problem, great. You don't need me. So move along and let me help the rest of you that might find this somewhat interesting. I don't do meal plans. If I gave you, if you're my client or whomever, some list of well thought out pre-planned meals, or i.e. a menu, you cannot sustain that long term. Maybe if I gave you a day's worth, just to give you an example of what maybe a day of eating in a cut might look like, or what a day of eating in a gain phase might look like. But at the end of the day, it's still just an example, because if I have on there whitefish, asparagus, and macadamia nut oil, well, you may be one of those people that would rather have a mouthful of freaking hornets than eat whitefish. So I'm certainly not going to advise that you eat whitefish. And if you tell me you love chicken breasts and you like salmon, well, then that's what I'm going to advise that you eat. So rather than give you this cookie cutter meal plan that you will not follow long term, trust me, no one ever has. I think they're ridiculous, and I think they hold you in bondage, and you're basically beholden to that menu that you're not going to stick with. And ultimately, just like counting on a scale for progress, have you watched that video? It's pretty good. you're ultimately going to get discouraged and fall off. So this is really, really simple, guys. Set your macros accordingly to your goals. I can help with that, by the way. I'll set your caloric ceiling, the amount of calories that we want to reach but not exceed. I can do that too, by the way. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a list of foods. And my food list is pretty cool. And you may not know this. I know a lot of you don't, because I have to remind a lot of people that never knew this. I put this food list absolutely for free within the Ketogenic Facebook, or the Ketogenic Bodybuilding Facebook group page under the files section. So if you go to the files section in the Ketogenic Bodybuilding Facebook group, it's there for absolutely free, $0. So you download that, print it out, and check that out. And I've divided the foods into a way that a toddler could disseminate this. I divide your foods up into daily. These are the foods that you can eat every single day according to my plan. Then I have foods in the occasionally category. These are the foods that you can have occasionally, maybe here and there, once, maybe twice a week. And then my clients will even message me and say, hey, this food is in the occasional list. How often can I have it? And then I will make a judgment call based on the client that I'm dealing with and say, hey, you can tolerate this within the goals that we've set. You can have this a couple times a week, no problem. Or I may have somebody who's really trying to shred out for a competition or a particular goal, or to look like Super Billy, badass freaking Brad Pitt in Fight Club lean. And I'm going to say, no, you can't have that right now. But fear not, young campers, soon, you can have some of that again. But right now, we have a goal we have to reach. And then there's the list that I call almost never. Why almost? Because I'm not one of these food nutrition zealots that's going to tell you you can never eat another brownie for the rest of your life. Because if I tell you you cannot have another brownie for the rest of your life, the only thing you're going to be thinking about for the next 9 hours is brownies. And so come hell or high water, you're going to find your way somewhere and you're going to get yourself a damn brownie. And then the next thing you know, we've created, chaos. I'm going to find you in some alley somewhere panhandling for brownies, and the whole damn thing's going to go off the rails. So if I tell you that on occasion you can have a brownie, then you're going to know that your life as we know it hasn't suddenly come to an abrupt end. So daily, occasionally, almost never. And again, by having me or a qualified coach in your corner, you can always bounce those things off of us and say, hey, based on my goals, based on where we're at in this, can I have this? And I'm going to say, yeah, you can have that. I'm going to say, hell no, you can't have that. Not right now. Pump the brakes. But it's all going to come together and it's all going to be good in the end. Okay? So I am not going to give you a meal plan. Don't ask me. There are a couple of things I will never do. I will never dance in public, so don't ask, and I will never write you a meal plan, so don't ask. But I will give you all the necessary tools otherwise that you need to put together a kick-ass nutrition plan that's going to help drive you to your ultimate goal, okay? Now, the last thing I want to say about this is, and I have to remind you with any time I'm talking about goals and diet and training and hard work is, it's not going to be easy. Nothing worth anything in life, especially building an elite physique, is never going to be easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it and everybody would look amazing. Walked into a Walmart lately? Visual evidence immediately that not everybody is vigilant in following a plan. You have people that are moving forward in life and excelling and fighting and gutting it out and sacrificing and busting ass to reach a goal. And then you have those who have collectively given up. So you're either moving forward or you're falling backward. There's no complacency here. You don't just sit there and sustain the same thing over and over again. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. Let's jump into that better category, shall we? And we can kind of help you do that, all right? So again, it's never going to be easy, but it's always going to be worth it. I've never had anybody complete a goal, even through the most sacrifice and suffering you can possibly imagine. And then when that goal has been completed, they stop and look at me and say, wow, I wish I hadn't done that. Whew, yeah, never again. No, usually it's, holy shit, this is the most gratifying experience of my life. All the hard work has come together and culminated into this incredible thing that I accomplished. And holy crap, as hard as that was, let's have a brownie and then, turn this machine back on again. Let's do it again, I think dieting hard, like a hard cut, sort of like childbirth, I wouldn't know because I'm a dude. But, these women will go through what I would have to believe is the most excruciatingly painful thing ever on earth. Push out this 10-pound human from their bodies, go through this excruciating pain, and then, in my case, I've got kids a year and a half apart, 2 sons. When my wife, not too long after my first son was born, was saying, hey, maybe we should look into this again, I thought she was batshit crazy. But, women are usually tougher than men anyway, at least in my experience. If we were having some sort of a major gut-wrenching competition and I had to put together a team, I'd probably gravitate to 4 or 5 of my badass women before I jump to my badass men, because women just know how to suffer better. At least a lot of them do. I'm getting off on a rant. Let's dial this back in. So anyway, as I was trying to say is you do have to suffer and it's not easy. So equating that to food, all of the point I'm trying to make is the food that you choose to eat on a regular basis isn't going to be some gourmet culinary tour. You're not going to have pheasant under glass and a bottle of chilled Chablis for lunch every day. It's not going to be fancy all the time. Pretty much from my breakfast that I have, and breakfast for me at 5 a.m. every day, is, 50 grams of whey isolate protein powder with a tablespoon of C8 MCT oil in a shaker bottle. Not really gourmet, but it works for me, and it is oddly satisfying to have that refreshing cold chocolate shake first thing in the morning. And then once I have that, clock's ticking, 2 to 3 hours later, I eat again. And this might be something as simple as scrambled eggs, and a little bit of beef, or steak and eggs, or bacon and eggs, or some sort of an egg concoction, But yeah, it gets repetitive. And 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have some sort of a meat. And then 3 to 4 hours later, I'll have some sort of a meat. And then some meat. You see where this is going? It's repetitive. For you, it could be meat, vegetable, healthy oil. Meat, vegetable, healthy oil every 3 to 4 hours. So the way I do it is when I'm at work, when I'm at the gym, it's that whatever fuel that I need to succeed, I'm putting it into my body. I will tell you this, there's nothing I eat that I don't enjoy. Even if it's kind of boring and repetitive, it doesn't taste bad. I go nuts with the spice rack. I love meat anyway, so I never really get bored with it as long as I'm rotating 4, 5, 6, 7 things. And then for me and my family, when I get home at night and it's 7 o'clock and we're having dinner, like family dinner, that's the point where we might get a little creative, shake things up a little bit and have something not on a paper plate with a plastic fork or in a shaker bottle. So this is the way I do it. And it works for my clients that do it. So think of most of your foods as repetitive fuelings that do not have to taste like shit. You still can make them taste good. I'm not asking you to choke down some rubbery chicken breast you pulled out of a microwave. You can do a lot on a portable hot plate and a nice pan, and you can saute a lot of stuff, cook a lot of stuff, all kinds of stuff you can do if you get just a little bit creative and put a little bit of your noodle to work, okay? So again, it's not always going to be a culinary tour. It's not always going to be easy. But you can have it to where they all taste good and can be satisfying, and you know that everything you put down your pie hole is a productive thing that you're doing to further you towards your end result. Kick-ass goals, kick-ass body, looking spectacular naked, which is the goal of most people, whether you're willing to admit it or not. Oh, and the great side effect of all that is you're going to be pretty damn healthy too. And you're going to be the freak in the room. All right, this one's done. It even went longer than I wanted it to, but I did want it to be fairly simple, so there it is. So stay tuned until the next rant video or whatever video I decide to throw out there. How are you gonna know if I've uploaded something? Subscribe, hit the little notification bell, because when I do upload something, and you never know when it's coming these days, you'll get that cool little notification that says, hey, Rob put up something. You know, and it's getting better. Hey, 11 loyal followers, can't be wrong. All right? So, seriously though, guys, I truly appreciate your support. Every subscriber that jumps in there means the world to me. It lets me know that I'm doing something that somebody kind of likes, and we can push this message of ketogenic bodybuilding, combining hard training in the gym or whatever you do that's difficult or intense, and we know that we can combine that with a low-carb ketogenic style nutrition protocol. So thank you for helping me push that message into the universe, and because I really think it's making a difference to others. So thank you for being an inspiration and joining me in doing that on a weekly basis. If you're not a member of the Ketogenic Bodybuilding Facebook group, join it. Everything's in the notes. Check it out. Check out our website. Check out my coaching programs. Free stuff on the website too. Until next time, go train hard, eat a steak, and I thank you again from the bottom of my heart.